we are going to evaluate rational numbers. So we're going to start off by multiplying 6 times 2/3. Now, anytime we're multiplying a whole number in a fraction, we're going to have to change this whole number to a fraction, so we can place that over 1. So then we're going to multiply our numerators together. 6 times 2 is 12. And then our denominators, multiply that together. 1 times 3 is 3. So we're going to always check if we can reduce it. We know 12 is divisible by 3. So we divide 12 by 3 and then divide 3 by 3. That'll give us 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1. So 4 over 1 is the same as 4. Let's take a look at another example. If we have 3 times 1/5, and we're going to just multiply that by 3/4. Now, before we start, let's go ahead and change this mixed fraction to a improper fraction. So we're going to have to multiply this whole number times the denominator, and then we're going to add the numerator. So we got 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16. And let's keep our denominator, so that's 16/5. Okay, and times 3/4. So again, we're going to multiply our numerators together. So 16 times 3, we know that 16 and 16 is 32. If we add another one, that'll give us 48. And then 5 times 4 is 20. And as always, we need to reduce 48 over 20. If we can think about, let's say, what numbers is divisible by 48 and 20. Well, if you can't think of anything right off the bat, just try to reduce it by 2. So we're going to just take half of 48, which is divided by 2, and half of 20 divided by 2. And we get half of 48 is 24. And then half of 20 is 10. And let's do it again. Half of 24 is 12. And half of 10 is 5. So 12/5 is the reduced form. Let's look at one more example. All right. Instead, let's go ahead and divide by 2 fractions. So 38, 3.38 divided by 1/4. Anytime if you divide by a fraction, we're gonna go ahead and keep, change, and flip. So what I mean is keep, change, flip is that we're gonna keep our first fraction, change our operation from division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So 1/4 becomes 4 over 1, and that just means we're taking the reciprocal. So now we'll go ahead and multiply the 2. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 8 times 1 is 8. Always check if we can reduce it. 12 and 8 are both divisible. That the least common denominator is 4. So we're going to go ahead and divide 12 by 4. And then divide 8 by 4. I'm sorry, I accidentally changed the color, but that's okay. So 12 divided by 4 is going to give you 3. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we can keep this as 3/2 or just change it to an improper fraction. So we can actually write this as an improper fraction. So 2 going to 3 one time, and 1 left over. If I take 2 out of 3, I got 1 left over, and I keep the same denominator. Okay. Thank you.